Why do I feel like rest is as important as working? One, it prevents you from burnout. Two, you get to recharge your energy. Three, it prevents you from become resentful. I had literally lived like that today. I was like that today. Today I woke up with sore throat. I was supposed to rest. And I have been on and off for the past 3 or 4 days already. But I rest a little bit and I come back to work. I rest a little bit and I come back to work. But today I haven't really rested. And I finally started, I just wanted to work because I got an idea, I got an idea about mapping out the system, and so I have the correct number of everything. And because I'm in the beginning stage of that, I don't have the Google Sheet. I don't have um the calendar, the proper one that I could look through, that I could check, you know. I don't have that yet. And I needed that. And I felt like I need to do it today. I felt the urge. I feel I had this idea of how I wanted it to come out, or what I might want from it, or what I'm looking for when I look at it. So I decided to do it, and I was in front of the computer since around 11 a.m. Right now is 6 p.m. In 1 minute, I had I hadn't left once. I hadn't left this chair once. I got up for food. I got up to have lunch, to get some water, to go to toilet, but I didn't stop working at all. And I was like, it's okay. You know, I don't feel any effect to it. I just feel the fatigue, I should be fine. But then something happened that made me realize that, okay, I understand now why rest is very necessary. I, my cat, Yuki, he is trying to escape the house. He's looking for every chance as he got, right? And we have this huge metal uh at the front door, and he still tried to open that. And I kept yelling at him. Normally I wouldn't yell. Normally I wouldn't yell. I would probably go lock the door instead, right? But I kept on yelling, expecting him to understand, stop doing that. Why would I do that? How would he understand, So he had a little taste yesterday when I was out to get some food. He stepped out of the house just a little bit, just a couple of steps, and I picked him up and put him back inside. So he had that taste. So he want to go back again. Then today he kept trying to open the door, but he's just started like 20 minutes ago, and I noticed that I started to yell. I started to like making loud noise so that he could stop. But I never did that. I never did that. I never have any. I never like react to him like that. If he did something wrong, I would grab him by the neck and actually lecture him. Actually tell him, I might hit him a little bit on his butt just so that he can remember that he can't do things like this. But even like that, it still takes time. And I was always patient, right? But today I lost my patience. I lost my patience and I didn't even realize that I got frustrated. I got angry. I became resentful towards my cat, my son. I never yelled at him. My mom never seen me yell at him before. So what happened? I sat down and I'm like, I stopped working and I'm really thinking, what caused that? Like, how did that happen? What am I become more aware of what I'm feeling, what I was feeling and how I was feeling and my reaction, and my behavior. So I was like, wait, we need to pause a little bit. We need to fix this. Otherwise, this is going to become a habit somehow if I don't know what the problem is. So I paused, and the first thing I do was I took a deep breath because it's like I wasn't breathing, I was breathing shallow, when I was working because I was thinking and I was a little bit stressing a little bit because I wasn't really full recovery. So I after that I stepped down the stairs and I just locked the door. And I'm like, that's done. That fixed every problem. He doesn't need to get hit or yelled at. I don't have to raise my voice. I don't have to get frustrated. I don't have to become resentful towards my cat. So it's simple as that. Why, like, how come I couldn't think of it? Because I was so focused on my work that I did not even realize that I didn't even take a break. I sat there for hours, I might not even drink enough water today, I think. Normally I would have this big like 2 liters of water that I drink every 2 hours or every hour. And I don't have it today because I woke up, I wasn't feeling so good. I wasn't sure if I'm gonna do it. I wasn't sure if I'm gonna work today. But all of a sudden I have this idea, and if I don't continue with this, it's not gonna be as fresh, it's not gonna be as what's it called? As efficient, because the idea I have in my head, I kind of understand where I want what to go and how I want things to be. So I kind of have that already. If I don't structure it down or map it down exactly how it is, or actually map those ideas down already, but without actually get into detail and actually clear everything out, I could not stop. It will stay stuck. And it's the only task that I do today. But because I have tons of contents, tons of videos that is in the vault. I would say the vault because there's a lot of videos. There's a lot of videos in there. And it becomes a lot more. And I'm so glad that I decided to do it today. If I wait another month to come up with um these worksheets, I'm gonna I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna gone mad. So I decided to do that today, and I needed to do it. So back to what I was saying, rest is important because when you don't, you become well, you dehydrated. I am definitely dehydrated today, and I didn't even realize it because I was so laser focused on the task. I became angry. I became, you know, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that because I'm doing something that I like. This is something that I like, but it's not about the thing that I'm doing. It's about me not knowing when it's time to rest. And there's a few times that I noticed that maybe I should step out a little bit, but because the process, the discussion was was on flow, and I just didn't want to interrupt the flowing river, if that makes sense. So I didn't stop. And now I feel bad towards my cat because I did hit him. I did yell at him a little, but I didn't hit him hard. Like it was just a little spank, on his butt, just so that he understand. But I never do that. I don't do that anymore because when he was younger, he was really naughty, and he pee everywhere, and yeah, it was a lot. So he got hit sometimes, but not anymore. He's 2 years now, and he's 2 years old now, and he's becoming better, and I don't hit him anymore. Simply just because I don't rest, I become this version of myself that I don't even normally be. I don't normally become this kind of person. And this is very rare. And the fact that I'm talking, you know, right now that I'm talking about this, he's down there trying to open that door. But I already locked the, I already locked that door, so it's fine. So, I went through this right at this moment, and I felt like it could be a piece of information or advice that could be not advice, it could be a piece of information as an example that I literally went through that and I did not appreciate the person I become. I did not like who I became. I did not like the way I talked to him. I did not like the way I felt. I did not like my reaction towards the situation. I did not like it. I became someone that I don't like. So take this as an example that don't overwork yourself, take a little break, just a little break. Step out sometimes, or even just out, step away from the desk, go somewhere, do something. I don't even do that at all today. That's why this happened. But normally I don't have this problem. Normally I would balance kind of pretty good. Actually, my work life balance is very good. But today I was feeling under the weather. One, I'm not 100% recovered, and I think that combines with a lot of a lot of process thinking, a lot of structural things that I need to get done, and it becomes not overwhelming. It becomes a little stressful for the body and for my mind, apparently. So please don't become resentful. Take a little break. It doesn't have to be 20 minutes, can be 5 to 10 minutes. And I am suggesting this because I need to take my own advice as well. I'm not perfect. This doesn't happen at all, but it still happened today. That means we cannot overlook this because the more we do this, the more we become someone we're not. No wonder why we work so hard every single day without taking a break, and we got home and we become resentful. We're super tired. We don't want to do anything. We don't want to talk to anyone. We don't want to see anybody because maybe one, we were working in a job we don't really like, but two is maybe because we don't even take small breaks during the day. And my example is actually the second one. So don't let work consume you when you need rest, especially if you are sick. You're not mentally 100% up to up to date. No, you're not mentally 100% recover, or simply be in a good mood. If you're not ready like that, please take a rest. As a For me, I am a content creator, so I manage my own schedule. I can take as much rest as I needed, but because I'm in the beginning stage, so I think I've become a little bit, I got addicted. No, I got obsessed with the process a little bit. So I need to also step back a little so I don't reach the burnout. We never want that. And I don't want to become someone I'm not. So I decided to share this because I really hope it will be an example for some of you guys out there that has been overlooked what your body needs and what you actually need. And it's funny because I was just editing one of my video the other day, one of my video that I filmed last week, talking about sometimes the body and the mind just want something gentle. And that day is also today. I felt like the mind and the body want something gentle, but because that idea was way too strong and it became very obsessive for me. So I would never let that happen again because I really don't like what happened. Why do I feel like rest is as important as working? But today I lost my patience. a lot of structural things that I need to get done, and it becomes so. uh, that's it.